What up, YouTube? Got the truck in the air again today, and it's because we got a new drive shaft. Anyway, I am on the second carrier bearing now. That's probably because I have hit my drive shaft a couple times, and I thought it was going to be okay, and the first one was on its way out, so I put a second one on, and then that one also is now taking a poop, so it's time to replace it. I took it for an inspection over at Pro Gear. Thank the guys over there for taking a look at my truck, and they said they saw the drive shaft wobbling a bit. So anyway, this should be a pretty simple job. 4 bolts in the back, 2 bolts for the center carrier bearing, and then the slip yoke where the drive shaft just pops out. So let's go over all the steps. All right, so that's the part number. It's a full shaft assembly. So it's a brand new drive shaft. It comes with a carrier bearing right there. But it looks like this has a mounting plate here and the one down there. So I guess we'll just not take the slip yoke out. Maybe just mount it to the mounting surfaces. Either way, we'll take a look right now and figure it out. All right, so zoom out a little bit here. This is the drive shaft from the transfer case. So we got the mounting surface here. Here's our carrier bearing. And if we're following the truck all the way towards the back, we have another mounting plate here that goes to the rear axle. So let's get started by doing these bolts here, undoing the ones in the front, and then loosening these bolts here. And that way it's just easier to kind of start taking some of this out. So let's start back there. All right, so these are 14s. I tried getting them off by hand. They're very tight, so I just busted out the big boy with an extension, and I was able to come in this way to break them free, and then just hold them with the wrench to get them off. Be careful with trying to get them off with your hand wrenches, because I stripped this one already, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so I just gave it a love tap with the hammer back there. There's the hammer, and it disconnected. I'm about to drop it from here. There's no way I'm going to do this with one hand, so I'm going to remove that bolt and pop it out and show you what it looks like. Yeah, so same thing on this side. Just give it a love tap. Slip yoke is right here, bolted in, so it just came out. And now, you know, there's the drive shaft. So let's just compare it to the one we got, and it should be pretty easy to just bolt it back in now. So the drive shafts are pretty much identical. Looks pretty good. I didn't have to mark anything because you're not really aligning the actual drive shaft with anything because it's a full assembly. You know, if you were taking it piece by piece, then yeah, you would have to mark it on the mounting plates here. Or if you had disassembled the slip yoke somehow, that's where you would mark it so that it would align correctly. But since this is a full assembly, we don't need to do that here. But you can see on this drive shaft, like I was saying before, there's a huge dent right here in it. It's all rusty on each side from like rotating on it. There's marks here, there's marks up here. So either way, what I will do is I will keep this drive shaft for emergency purposes. I'll take it with me on the trails, and if for whatever reason my drive shaft fails or breaks, then at least I have a spare. So let's get this new one in there. All right, one thing I did want to mention is while the drive shaft was down, I was able to get to the 2 bolts back here and torque them down. Then I put the carrier bearing up. There's 2 holes at the top of the carrier bearing, and that's the way that I faced it because that's the way that the other bearing was. Do not torque this until it's on its own weight, or else you're going to kink the bearing. So just put the bolts in place just for now. And now we're going to move on to the back of the drive shaft. All right, we got everything mated up for the most part. Now back here, we got our sleeve extended to meet up our plate in the axle. If your bolt pattern isn't quite matched up, since there's nothing connected back here, you can kind of freely rotate this by hand. You see it rotates your wheels, so that we can match the bolt pattern to our plate. So let's get that bolted up and finish this up. All right, so there you have it, guys, all bolted up, ready to go. I found some conflicting values for the torque values on these bolts. Some said 59, some said 57. So, and then I saw another one that said 89. So I just went somewhere in the middle. I went 65 on all these bolts, front and rear. 35 on these guys because that was also a conflicting value. But last but not least, when you're up here, just find all your zerk fittings like this. I just greased it enough so that it starts coming out like that. These are a little greased from Toyota for assembly, but I don't think that they're fully greased. So just as a precaution, I'm just going to go around and fill it up with grease. If you can't get to all the zerk fittings, you could put the vehicle and jack stands on the front and rear and put it in neutral, and so you can rotate the drive shaft freely. So yeah, if that video was helpful or you liked it, just hit the like and subscribe button. Follow my Instagram page for some off-road content. That's Dr_Omiz, and check out my buddies over at the Dirtbag Garage. See you on the next one.